Alright, this is how I change U-joints in drive shaft. This is for 2002 Dodge Dakota, which I'm also going to be changing that propeller shaft, or not shaft, but that bearing. CV, it's actually a CV joint. But we'll get to that later. I thought I'd change this out while I'm doing it. Right here's what I do. I drill a hole in the board so you can set your U-joint right in it. And then take your socket that fits in there where it's not tight, and you can drive that right out. Which I'll drive it out. I can't hold the camera and do both, but I'll drive it out and then show you what it looks like. Okay, I drove it out. It only took about 5 whacks. See that? Now I can pull that bottom one off a pair of vice grips, but see how that, right in that hole you can drive. And against that wood, it makes it very simple. I'll show you putting it back together when I get back with the part. Okay, we're back to this U-joint. Right here's what I did. I got one side started. One side started. Get it started like that. Flip it over. And then put your next cap on and drive it in. And then keep working it back and forth till you can put your clips in that will go down into that groove. Make sure your groove's clean. Take something, and I use something like this, and just keep going around the groove. Make sure it's nice and clean so your new clip can fit. Alright, I'm gonna put that other cap on, pound it in, get it where it needs to be, and then I'll be back. Okay, got that pounded. See right here, I left that. That's where that clip's got to go, where this. Then you take your clip, stick it in there where it goes on both sides, and then you want to make sure this is nice and free, and make sure you put your grease fit in a spot where there's room for it. I mean, it's never going to turn that far anyway, but that's what you do with that. Okay, be back in a minute. Alright, we're back. We put one clip in, make sure it seats nice, and then you can take a flathead and just tap it lightly all the way around, just to make sure it's back in there for a good lock. Alright, be back in a minute. Okay, got the U-joint in on that side. Now we got to put the yoke in, or the next part. If you go and you get your U-joint in, and it's too tight, like where you can't move it, and you're like, ooh, that's just too much. Take your ball peen hammer and just gently, well, you can hit it harder than that, all the way around on both sides, and just keep playing with it, and then eventually it'll loosen up. Alright, next part, start like this. Take your caps off, both sides, stick it on, get one ready to go, tap it in while you're holding it so your bearings don't fall out, get it started. Then take this one and stick it in until you can get in there, and then I'll show you what that looks like in a second. Alright, drove that one in that far, just so you can come over here and see what it looks like in case you got to wiggle stuff around. And then take this one and do the same thing. You can move the bearing down now. Okay. Now we got to put our clip in that one. and clipping that one. That one I got to pound back out because I hit it with a hammer a little too hard and it took off like a rocket and went in a 1/2 inch. No big deal, just beat it back the other way. And then once you get it where you want it, it should be nice and free moving. Alright, we got this end in, it's done. Put a few pumps of grease in it. Alright, now on this side, this one's the propeller CV. It's just a CV joint inside there, which I'll show you. When you do this repair, take a screwdriver and just knock this cap off, and then I'll show you what to do from there. Alright, now that we pop this cap off, you got to take that snap ring off, and then you slide this CV joint off. Alright, here's the parts for that propeller repair. Gaskets, new clip, main part, covers,